what? What?
The line between graffiti and art is ultimately a subjective one, based on individual perception of beauty and value. What one person may consider art, another may dismiss it as a form of vandalism. Perception of graffiti as in vandalism is based on society's cultural norms. As attitudes towards street art evolve, we can see that the line between art and graffiti becomes more and more fluid.
Can you introduce yourself? I'm James. I'm down here for the weekend. I explore different places. So, first question I'd like to ask you: do you think graffiti is considered? I do think it is considered in not the conventional way of it being put in a museum. I mean, it's something that is for every person, for every man. You can walk around the street, you can see people's name. You don't know who they are. They've got an entire life you'll never know. Do you see their name? And you know they're a real person. They're out.
Do you think there is a line between fine arts and graffiti? Works of them, all of them, to be considered arts?
I think art is, as a concept, very, very personal. So, other people would consider it fine art. I can say for myself, I think there's a bit of a difference of something financially fine art you might see in a museum, something out here just inside a wall.
Yeah. And how do you feel about the streets being covered in graffiti?
Personally, I like it.
Yeah.
I think every time I see someone's tag, someone's name, whether on the track, whether on the line, on the lines, you know, that someone's, especially on the lines, like if you see 10 foot or the DDS through, you see them on the lines, you know, they've written that line. Yeah. Just put their name out there. I think that I really respect for that. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Introduce yourself for our video. Yeah.
We are from Spain, and I'm a photographer. And I'm a writer.
So, do you think a graffiti that you see around here is considered art?
Yeah.
Okay. So, can you explain why you think it's art and why you like it as well?
Because they are made by people
Yeah.
with a lot of things to say. Yeah.
Okay. And how do you feel about like all the streets that you go on, like being covered in graffiti? Do you like it, or do you
Yeah, I
love it?
feel like in a museum.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And what do you think is makes graffiti a form of art?
And it has the art has to have a meaning.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think graffiti.
And they have like a message.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So my name's Pad303.
How did you come to the thing that you want to do art?
Oh, okay.
Starting from like,
Where did it come from?
yeah, for it was your starting
vandal.
point. Yeah.
Complete vandal.
Like you were doing just basic tagging.
No,
No?
tagging has got its own scene.
Yeah.
Doing graffiti in locations, trains and all sorts of other places. It was graffiti, it wasn't tagging. You only do, and this is the thing, people think tagging is graffiti, it's not. You only put your tag at the end, right? So you do a piece like this, like that, and then you put a tag at the end. You write your name. That's the only time you should write your name, is after you've done a big fucking bit of work. And you sign it and you go, yeah, that's it. But that's not what people understand tagging is. And the word graffiti comes from, it's actually an Italian word, and it means to write. To write on walls, or to write in caves, or to write an etch by the hand, okay? But people use graffiti as a loose term for vandalism, for the shit stuff that you see around on trains, the tags and everything, because graffiti is a word, but it's not You know, it gives proper graffiti when there's wonderful work that's surprisingly fucking amazing, intelligent, skillful, colourful. It's got every fucking wonder you can ever fucking see.
I'll show you some pictures and you will say whether you can say it as art or it's basic vandalism.
Yeah, that's okay.
So let's start with this one. Like for example, somebody came and covered
The sign.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that's vandalism.
Yes.
Yeah.
For example, if we take, let's say, somebody came and drew like
That doesn't bother me. Because
it doesn't bother you.
That doesn't bother me. There's a lot more going on. Like someone hasn't made an effort to clean up the graffiti, and it's not just someone's tag. It's not just a name or a name.
It's something and it's like an idea. And let's have a look. For example,
Yeah, so I think that's graffiti again because it's just a tag.
It's interesting because that is artistic.
It's just nice.
You can't really. I'll go on the own out of it.
Yeah. And I can't really tell what's it on. It's just like hoarding. It's not as bad. The first one I think is the worst because it's you know like shop signs.
So basically, you would consider like art as murals. For example, if you take the famous one from Bricklaying, the sand, those two.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I think the worst graffiti is sometimes it should take like a minute or less.
If you make a conclusion, so basically, to distinguish art from graffiti, the first thing to be considered is like intent of it, and if somebody like just thinks and or like makes it so what just basically drawing and that doesn't have any intent, it won't be considered art.
Yeah. That's a good summary.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Graffiti and fine art could be contrasted with each other because they have often been placed on opposite sides of the spectrum. At other times, however, there really is no clear-cut distinction. Fine art, in most cases, exhibition within controlled environments, such as galleries with recognized established values. It adheres to traditional standards of beauty and craftsmanship. Graffiti, on the other hand, is born in public spaces, often rebellious and raw. While graffiti could be perceived as vandalism, it is also a form of expression that challenges social norms. This, of course, reflects the difference in context. Fine arts are celebrated through institutions, while graffiti fights for space and recognition on the day-to-day street.
To distinguish art from graffiti, we should understand who will decide whether it is art or graffiti. Depending on the context of the artwork, community will decide to either appreciate it or to cover it with a layer of white paint. Banksy is an important example of defining actual art from graffiti, because he became a voice for those who got oppressed or hurt. He raises the awareness of global problems and promotes ethical ways in politics or business. That is why, if ideas of specific artists appeal to the general public, they will be considered as art. If people can find something personal in your work, they will definitely remember it and will try to preserve it as much as they can.
It's not that difficult to distinguish art from graffiti, because graffiti itself is a form of art. Art comes in many ways, such as in all sorts of shapes, sizes, and textures. Traditional forms of art, such as paintings on canvas, are what people would originally think of as an artwork. But being in Brick Lane, a place filled with a rather catastrophic history, and now is seen as the most colorful part of the city, filled with vision and talent, shows us that art should not be limited to a canvas. London is a city of many things, and the walls of Brick Lane serves as its art gallery.
Did